Attention to the Malka sidelines, performing the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i, Kahuku High School's vocal motion.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hawaii Pono'i Nanai Komoi Kalani Ali Ke Ali Makualani e Kamehameha e na kaua e pale me kaihe Makualani e Kamehameha e na kaua e pale me kaihe.
Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sport brings you the first Hawaiian Bank HHSAA State Football Championships This one is for the Division I title, and it pits number 1 versus number 2, the St. Louis Crusaders against the defending state champions and the number 2 seed Kahuku Red Raiders. I'm Kevin Hashiro. It's been a long time. It's been some time since the St. Louis Crusaders have captured a state championship. You got to go back to 1999. A little bit too long. If you were to ask people from the St. Louis sideline, a squad, a franchise, a program that is used to winning, just constant success. On the other side of the field, you've got the Kahuku Red Raiders, the dominant team over the last maybe 6 or 7 years, having won 4 state championships, and they have set the standard in high school football here in Hawaii. I'm joined here in the first half by Blaine Cowie, and Blaine, these two programs go back a long, long way, and whenever these guys meet, it's usually for something big.
And tonight is definitely for something big. These teams playing for the Division I State Championship. Let's get a look at Kahuku head coach Reggie Torres. For Coach Torres, his first year as the head coach for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and he's guided this team into the championship game once again here against St. Louis. And as you mentioned, Kahuku and St. Louis, longtime rivals. They've met many a time on not only here for the state championship, but in prep bowls prior to the evolution of the state championship. And that's once again what we're looking at tonight, as you see number 10 gone pacing the sidelines.
Deferred their options to the second half.
You saw Delbert Tengon, the head coach for the St. Louis Crusaders, in his second go-around. We all know that in his first time as the coach of St. Louis, succeeding the immediate successor to legendary coach Cal Lee, won the state championship. That was back in 2003. A win over Castle, but it's been a drought since. This is the 10th meeting, Blaine Cowie, between these two programs in a state championship game. St. Louis leads the series 6-3, but the last 3 coming in the HHSAA tournament have been all Kahuku Red Raiders.
That's right. The last 3 times these teams met, as you mentioned, Kahuku came away victorious. Kahuku defeated St. Louis the last time these two teams played, 27-26 was the final score. And if this game is anything like the last time they played, we're in for quite a dandy here tonight. Coming into this game, I think defense is going to be one of the keys here. St. Louis and Kahuku both have very solid defensive lines, very good linebackers. I think one of the keys tonight will be how Kahuku's defensive secondary pulls up against St. Louis's aerial attack. Kahuku's had some struggles against passing teams such as Punahou and McKinley this year. We'll see how they fare against St. Louis. They even had some problems against Baldwin last week. Then what was just a fantastic semifinal game.
A lot of people saying the Red Raiders counting their blessings after a miracle finish against Baldwin last week. But champions make plays, and that's why they're here in the championship game. Kahuku will receive Shiloh Teo and Gary Nagy standing back at their own 5. Brent Shimabukuro standing at his own 30, kicking off for the Crusaders. So it's number 1 versus number 2. Crusaders, Red Raiders, the biggest rivalry in all of Hawaii high school football, just seconds away. The far sideline in a sea of red, the near sideline in navy blue. The bottom portion of the stadium nearly filled to capacity with high school fans. Whether you are a rooter of Kahuku, of St. Louis, or any other school for that matter, this is what it's all about. We've already crowned a state champion. King Kekaulike of Maui making history, the first ever neighbor island team to win a state title.
And congratulations to them on their 33-20 victory. Looking to crown one more state football championship here tonight. And it looks like we're about ready to do so. Here is St. Louis ready to get this started.
So Shimabukuro tees it up. And here we go. We are underway, the 10th meeting between these two programs for a state championship. This will be Teo from his own 6. He is hit, runs into the back of his own lineman, and then gets dropped at the 23-yard line. That is where the Red Raiders will operate. The quarterback For Kahuku is Richard Torres. He'll be joined in the backfield by Lehigh Almoa and Neil Lokutui. The wide receivers, Pelefoni Soliai, Jordan Kapu. We'll watch the big hit here on the replay. As again, Teo running into the back of his own lineman. Sifa Hemuli is the tight end. Up front, Anthony Siilata, Ross Salanoa, Roman Pearl, Benji Kimoyatu, and John Manu Olivao. 1st and 10. Torres under center. I formation set. The give is to Almoa. Almoa around the right side and gets good yardage up to the 29-yard line. Pickup of 6 will bring up 2nd down and 4. Defensively for the Crusaders, up front, Lauren Abiva, Solomona Angamawa, Scott Smith, and Ryan Eastman. The linebackers are Jacob Barrett, Aaron J. Alva, and Jordan Allen Castor. In the secondary, Mark Moody, Manoa Latu, Christopher Kamaka, and Jeffrey Kaler. 2nd down and 4 from the 28-yard line. 4-man front shown by the Crusaders as they start to stack the box with 6 up front. The give is to Almoa. Almoa gets hit at the line of scrimmage and then is dropped after a gain of perhaps 2 yards on the play.
I expect to hear the names of Lehigh Almoa and Junior Mataafa quite a bit tonight. They'll carry the bulk of the carries for the Kahuku Red Raiders, but yet they are also very deep at that running back position. Expect to see 4 or maybe 5 other Red Raiders aside from Almoa and Mataafa getting calls to carry the football here tonight for Kahuku.
And Mataafa is in the backfield. He is the deep back here in this I formation set, joined by Blaine Beatty in the backfield. The give will be to Beatty, or Beatty up the middle. Beatty will be close to the 1st down. In fact, judging by the mark, he might have the 1st down. So Blaine Beatty, 5'10", 225-pound running back up the middle, and he does, Blaine Cowie, get the 1st down.
When you see Kahuku give the ball to their upbacks, Beatty, one of the fullbacks that'll carry the ball out, along with Neil Lokutui. Both Beatty and Lokutui are loads that the St. Louis defenders are going to have to deal with.
So 3 plays run by the Red Raiders, and to no one's surprise, 3 rushes. 1st and 10 at the 33. Fullback dive once again with Beatty up the middle, and Beatty will get maybe 3 yards on the play.
Well, Kahuku's doing what they wanted to do coming into this game. They're running the football. They're going to try to mount a drive here. And if they're successful, they're going to mount a long drive here. A long drive that will keep St. Louis's offense on the sidelines where they can't score points against you.
Remember, a St. Louis Crusader offense that is minus their starting quarterback, Micah Mamiya, knocked out of this game after suffering a broken collarbone against Waianae last week. The give is to the fullback, Lokotui, with a 1st down up to midfield. Neil Lokotui is a load, as you mentioned, Blaine Cowie. 5'9", 250 pounds, 298 yards rushing coming into this ball game.
Lokotui is really built like a locomotive. He just rumbles through the line. Nothing fancy. He runs on a straight line right along the railroad track, and he just keeps on running until somebody stops him, as you see there. And one thing he does very well, he keeps 2 hands on the ball. He knows he's going to be attacked by the defenders, and he always protects the ball. Good job there by Lokotui.
Offset formation. The give is to Almoa. Almoa past midfield into Crusader territory at the 48-yard line before he is wrapped up. Ryan Eastman was there to converge on the play, as well as Stephen Donahue, reserve 5'11" linebacker.
One thing you'll notice when you watch Almoa running the football, if he gets the ball in the backfield, he's got a defender on him. A lot of running backs will try to juke or sidestep. He'll do a spin move in the backfield to get out of trouble, as he did on that last play.
2nd down and 8. Again, split backs, offset toward the left side. The give is to Mataafa. Mataafa around the left side, and he'll go nowhere. Maybe a yard on the play. Chris Kamaka with the initial hit. Also, Donahue was there as well. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 7.
See the St. Louis Crusaders now. They're doing their job up front. You see the defensive linemen occupying the blockers, allowing the linebackers and the defensive back to slip in there and bring down Mataafa and force Kahuku into a 3rd and long situation. 3rd
and 7. Now we'll have stoppage and play. Looks like we got a uniform. We got a helmet problem there with the center, Ross Salanoa. Salanoa 6'1", 258 pounds senior.
And don't be surprised to see Kahuku run the football in this situation. That's what they like to do. They may run an option here. One thing St. Louis needs to be aware of defensively is the play action. Kahuku likes to run the play action to their tight end. We'll see what they come out with here on third down.
So 3rd down and 7. And now another whistle. And I think they're going to have to take Salanoa out. He continues to have helmet issues. So they'll have to bring in the backup center. And Benji Kimoeatu will have to do the honors snapping the football here on 3rd and 7. Option play. Beatty will now not go anywhere. There's a huge pile at the 45. You saw a helmet also fly loose. Blaine Beatty gets the call. He'll be shy of the first down by about 4 yards, and now we'll see the punting unit.
Play Scott Smith there in on the tackle along with Mark Moody for the St. Louis Crusaders. Scott Smith, a standout defensive lineman, a 6'7", 245-pound senior, one of the top defensive linemen in the state.
The high punt from Nagy will be taken by Shane Allo, and a fair catch call at his 8, but there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. So we'll wait for the call. Illegal motion is the call. Our official is Wayne Kaniakala out of the ILH mixed officiating crew this evening here in our Division I championship game. We have a timeout, television timeout, as TV had already taken their commercial break. So we'll resume action as soon as our friends from OC16 come out of the paid spot. There you see on the far sideline.
Illegal shift on the
There's
offense.
Chase Alcott.
5 yards previous spot. Remain 4th down.
Chase Alcott on the far side. Shane Allo on the near side. So we saw the St. Louis defense surrender a couple of first downs and then stiffen on 3rd down and 7. Now we'll see what the Crusaders are going to do. But Blaine Cowie, you know, we look at St. Louis this time around. This is not your uncle's St. Louis Crusader offense. Gone are the years past in which Cal Lee operated that run and shoot system where they were constantly throwing the football. Now Delbert Tangon has offensive coordinator Vinny Passes bring in that University of Florida, the West Virginia spread option offense, and they're doing a lot more running than they're doing airing it out.
That's right. That's one different thing you'll see from the St. Louis offense if you haven't watched them this year.
So again, Nagy with the punt. A high spiral will come down, and Alcott calls for the fair catch at his own 16-yard line, and that is where the St. Louis Crusaders will operate their first offensive possession of the game. The quarterback is Tamatoa DeMello, pressed into service after starting quarterback Micah Mamiya was knocked out of last week's game after breaking his collarbone against Waianae. Devin Essner is the lone running back. The wideouts are Rickson Picaro, Shane Allo, Ryan Iaea, and Kulia Iona. Mana Greg, Tui Asasopo, Ana Tui Asasopo, Titan Timoteo, and Brent Shimabukuro up front on 1st down. They're going to throw the pass, what may have been tipped, intended for Kulia Iona. So the incompletion now will bring up 2nd down and 10. Up front, defensively for the Red Raiders, Kaniela Tuipolotu, Olema Tachibana, Nai Fotu, and Malone Fiso. 2 linebackers in the set, and Sioosi Tafuna and Pai Falemalu. The defensive backs, Shiloh Teo, Gary Nagy, Rayton Rowland, Damon Carr, and Kaika Sasaoka. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun formation, and this is the standard formation in the spread option. Essner hit in the backfield and then dropped. Malone Fiso, good job of Fiso shedding off the tackler, bringing down Lene Aumua. Instead of Essner, Malone Fiso, 6'2", 260-pound senior.
Malone Fiso there coming with the big play. His older sister, Chazelle Fiso, a standout volleyball player for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and Malone Fiso making his presence felt here. Big tackle there on Devin Essner.
Everyone talks about Tui Polotu as being the guy, but Fiso has made his own share as well. 3rd down and 8. DeMello dropping, going for the deep ball, going for Iona, and it is tipped, caught out of bounds, or rather incomplete, but it wouldn't have mattered Iona had actually stepped out of bounds at about midfield as the ball was making its downward trajectory. So the incompletion will make it 4th down and 8, and now it's St. Louis who will have to kick the football away.
It was a good throw downfield there by the quarterback. Tamatoa DeMello had a lot of time, good blocking up front by the offensive line. He put a lot of air underneath this ball, ended up sailing a bit too far on the sidelines, but he put it in a spot where Iona had an opportunity to make a play, but good coverage there defensively for Kahuku.
Punter Jacob Barrett is a good one. Line drive, end over end kick will be fielded at the 46-yard line, and breaking away is Manu Olivao. Samson Manu Olivao nearly busted one, but a good return as Olivao takes it deep into Crusader territory to the 23-yard line.
And this is the one situation the St. Louis Crusaders did not want to put their defense in. See the punt going downfield, a line drive punt, not a lot of hang time, allowed Kahuku to get their blockers set up special teams wise, and the return man doing the rest as he was able to return the ball down to about the 27-yard line, and now a short field for the St. Louis Crusaders to defend, and an opportunity here for Kahuku.
Lehigh Almua, the deep set. Torres under center. Will run the option. Torres up the middle. He's got a whole ball is loose. Ball is loose. And I think that Torres somehow, as that ball bounced around, that ball squirted right back to him, and he grabs the football and has almost yardage for a 1st down.
Talk about a fortuitous pop fly there right around the 17-yard line. Torres had a good seam there. St. Louis Crusader players are tackling him, and the ball lands right on his belly, or right near his belly, just close enough for him to reach out and snap it back in before the St. Louis could.
Well, the football gods really smiling on Kahuku. Goes back all the way to that Baldwin game last week. Almua, this time around the right side, gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Still shy of a 1st down by about half a yard.
If you're one of those that believes in, luck or superstition, this is the same side of the field that Kahuku scored their touchdown on last week to beat Baldwin, and once again, luck falls on their side there. It's going to look at St. Louis's defenders coming in on that last play. Jacob Barrett. Barrett, a standout linebacker. He's another name we're going to call quite a bit tonight as he goes head-to-head with the running backs and the quarterback for Kahuku.
Quarterback sneak on 3rd and short, and Torres with enough forward momentum following the big, massive fellas up front to get the 1st down for Kahuku.
And the next couple of downs are going to be huge for the St. Louis Crusaders defense. If they can hold Kahuku to just 1 or 2 yards of carry here on the next couple of downs, they can force Kahuku to 3rd and long situation and maybe force them to kick a field goal. But that's what they need to accomplish here on the next 2 downs as you get a look at Torres and company getting ready to approach the line. Once again, Torres was a defensive back last year for Kahuku. JV level, played quarterback, back to the quarterback position here in his senior year.
Son of the rookie head coach Reggie Torres. The give is to Mataafa. Mataafa hit at the line of scrimmage and then gets dumped backwards. So Junior Mataafa, who is the speedster of this group, in each of the last 4 or 5 games, he has busted off a 50-yard run, at least.
I was going to say 50-yard minimum. It is actually the key word there. He had an 82-yard touchdown run at the OA semis against Leilehua. Had a near 80-yarder last week against Baldwin. You see him going head-to-head there, and St. Louis Crusaders awaiting him there. One of the keys for St. Louis, that if they can fill those gaps for Mataafa and Almua can get into there, that would bode well for St. Louis.
Almua checks back into the game. Play action. Torres rolling out to his left, looking to the end zone, fires and incomplete, overthrowing his intended target, the tight end, the wide receiver, Jordan Kapu. Kapu, the intended target. He also had Soliai heading on a corner out toward the end zone, but I think that pass may have been intended for Kapu.
That pass looked like it was intended for Jordan Kapu. He was breaking open out along the sideline there. And that's the one thing that St. Louis needs to be aware of. Baldwin bit quite a bit on the play action, and that time he just missed his intended target, Kapu. See the ball sail over his head, but Kapu really the main beneficiary of Baldwin biting on play action last week. He caught a number of passes last week for big yardage.
Single set formation, Almua. And looks like, look at this option play. Almua being swallowed up, and he'll be dropped. The flag is down. We may have holding. Solomona Aingamawa with the initial hit on Aomoa, and then Scott Smith, the 6'7" behemoth, cleans up the play. There's an illegal block against the Red Raiders, and of course the Crusaders will obviously decline this penalty to bring up 4th down at about 8.
During the play, block in the back on the offense. Repeat, 3rd down.
Once again, our head official, Wayne Kaniayakala out of the ILH.
See the quarterback rolling out, and St. Louis, they've got a lot of speed on defense, especially out there along the perimeter. See Solomon Aingamawa just slowing down the runners out there, both the quarterback and the pitchman, bringing them back towards the inside where he had a lot of help.
Well, interestingly enough, St. Louis says, you know what, we'll surrender the yardage, and we'll surrender the down, push them back. So 3rd down and about 21. Torres in trouble. Here comes the Russian. Torres goes down, and a flag is also down. This is going to be a hold against the Kahuku Red Raiders. Solomona Aingamawa once again.
Boy, for St. Louis, the defensive ends just came crashing in on that last play. Solomon Aingamawa coming in from one side, Scott Smith crashing in from the other side. Richard Torres really nowhere to go on that last play. We'll check out the No Foods of Hawaii replay here. Torres dropping back to pass. Initially looked like he had some time. We see Scott Smith just overpowering his man. That forced Torres to make some adjustments back in the pocket, and Aingamawa coming in from the blind side. End up getting to the quarterback for the sack.
Penalty is declined.
Great defense by St. Louis prevents a Kahuku scoring opportunity.
And Aingamawa is a guy who was involved in a car accident shortly before the Waianae game. There was some doubt whether he would play or not. His family involved in that SUV accident on the west side. Thankfully, he was okay, and his family as well. 4th down, and Nagy with a line drive punt. And Alcott going to let this one go, and the ball will be pinned down at the 6-yard line. A beautiful-looking punt there by Gary Nagy, who was actually punting for the injured Ian Rinterink, who was a very good punter for Kahuku before he was lost to injury. 1st and 10 for the St. Louis Crusaders, but again, starting deep in their own territory.
Nagy, who punted that last ball for Kahuku, headed off, I believe, to Brigham Young University for his collegiate football career. At least they know they got somebody that can punt in a pinch if they need him to, but Nagy also an outstanding defensive back for Kahuku.
Double wides to the near side. Doubles to the far side as well. DeMello will give it. No, on a keeper. DeMello has it, hit at the 10, and then gets bunched down at the 11-yard line. Shiloh Teo and Alema Tachibana combining on the tackle, but not before DeMello picks up about 5 yards.
And I think one of the keys tonight here for Tamatoa DeMello getting his start here against Kahuku. I'm not sure if he's ever been hit as hard as Kahuku's going to hit him tonight. He needs to protect that football. You see him here covering up just before the contact is made. He'll need to continue to do that as he's running those option plays. Otherwise, you don't want that ball squirting out this far in your own territory.
So 2nd down and 4. Essner hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. The tackle made by Nai Fotu. He's another excellent defensive lineman for the Red Raiders.
Boy, Fotu's just been a ball hawk all year for Kahuku. Just shooting through the gap there. Read that play immediately. Really gave the running back no room to go there.
So a loss of a couple will bring up 3rd and 7. Tamatoa DeMello, who's not thrown a touchdown pass this year in an obvious passing down. DeMello fires, completes it out to the far side. Rickson Pacaro with the catch, and Pacaro gives the Crusaders their first down of the evening. Up to the 25-yard line, gain of 16 on the play.
And that was a nice passing pattern run there by the St. Louis Crusaders. A timing pattern run perfectly executed, actually, by the quarterback, Tamatoa DeMello. Dropped back, made his read, and had the perfect timing. As soon as Pacaro was coming out of his break, the ball was almost there. Pacaro enough time to catch it, get upfield for the 1st down yardage, plus a little bit more.
DeMello looks like he's a little more comfortable out there right now. He obviously knows he is the quarterback. DeMello on the keeper, gets past one, and will step out of bounds to the sideline. He'll actually gain only a couple, but a good play action fake there by DeMello. I mentioned DeMello looking a little bit more comfortable because he knows he is the man. Now, earlier this year, as St. Louis took on Punahou, remember a game earlier in which the Crusaders jumped out to a 35-0 lead, but then DeMello taking over for Michael Mamiya, who got hurt for a couple of series, and unfortunately DeMello did look uncomfortable, and a couple of his turnovers allowed the Buff and Blue to get momentum back and nearly win the game. Again, DeMello, the late pitch to Alo, and then Alo gets buried to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line, and that again is that speed of that Kahuku defense. You almost can't get around the perimeter because of the great speed that this defensive unit possesses.
Another great speed from both defensive units, both St. Louis and Kahuku. You'll watch them cover from sideline to sideline. You look at DeMello here. What a great fake on the handoff, though. He had the defense leaning that way. The late pitch there is the kind of pitch that makes coaches nervous when you're out there along the sidelines. So you want your quarterback to make a decision and eventually turn it upfield. When you make a late pitch like that, there's so many defenders around, you're not exactly sure who's behind you.
17 seconds left in the first quarter, rapidly playing first quarter. Out pattern is caught, first down. Rickson Picaro making the catch, and a beautifully thrown football there by Tamatoa DeMello.
Well, they basically ran that play just a couple of plays ago. A nice timing pattern a couple of plays ago. Once again, they did it again. Picaro, just as he's coming out his break, ball arriving there in his hands, and he's got that step on the defender. Good read by the quarterback. He noticed the one-on-one coverage out there. He just had to wait for Picaro to come out of his break in order to get that pass completed.
You see DeMello talking to quarterbacks coach John Howe, just one of those long lineage of great St. Louis quarterbacks. Of course, John Howe, and it goes back
Darnell
to Darnell Arsenault, Timmy Chang, Jason Gesser. That is the end of the first quarter, and as we suspected, Blaine Cowie, a scoreless defensive struggle. Scoreless going into the second quarter. We'll take this short timeout. We'll come back to Aloha Stadium for the Division I State Championship here on Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.
Comes to taking care of people's cars. Just look for the Jiffy Lube sign. Doing what it takes, one car at a time. Doing what it takes at Jiffy Lube.
Say hello to good boys. Say hello to Price Busters.
Kevin Hashiro, Blaine Cowie back at Aloha Stadium as we enter the second quarter of action here in the Division I State Football Championship. Scoreless game between the Red Raiders and the St. Louis Crusaders. It'll be first down and 10 as Tamatoa DeMello in shotgun. Here comes the rush. DeMello fires, and it's incomplete just over the head of Rickson Picaro, the intended target. We'll bring up second down and 10. Blaine, we were mentioning during the break that the first game, the Division II Championship, was a long, drawn-out affair, but this was a rapidly playing first quarter between these two squads.
That it was our Division II contest. A lot of scoring that last game. As I mentioned, a final score of 33-20 in favor of Kincaid Kaliki as they came with the Division II title. But a lot of running through that first quarter, a lot of good defense, and we zipped right through that first quarter, and here in the second.
Second play of the second quarter. Inside handoff to one of the backup running backs. That's Austin Joaquin Kona. Breaks one, can't get another. And Joaquin Kona will lose 5 yards on the carry. Again, good pursuit there by the fast-flowing, white-shirted Red Raiders. Falemalu making the tackle.
Pai Falemalu. See the defensive line for Kahuku. See 3 linemen breaking in almost immediately. Joaquin Kona doing all he could to try to just get to the outside and maybe turn it upfield, but just too many red and white jerseys in front of him. Joaquin Kona's had some big runs for St. Louis this year as well, but nothing doing there thanks to the Kahuku defense.
You can credit Nai Fotu for forcing Joaquin Kona out of the pattern. Long pass downfield intended for Picaro, but 2 Red Raider defenders there on the play.
And you think DeMello and Picaro have practiced a little bit together. Seems to be the one guy that he's locked into so far. I believe every pass that's been thrown by Tamato DeMello so far has gone in Rickson Picaro's direction. And I think Kahuku defensively recognizing that they had the double coverage there on Picaro on that last play.
So Barrett will probably be first team ILH punter. Gets off a high, deep end-over-end kick, and this will be fielded and coming down. They're going to say that the runner is down. Manu Olivao still on his feet. Samson Manu Olivao weaving his way into traffic and gets another fine return into Crusader territory at the 46-yard line. Samson Manu Olivao, 6'2", 195-pound wide receiver. He was not listed as one of the returners on the depth chart, but this is his second excellent return on a punt tonight.
As you see him fielding it there, you see him just keep his knee off the turf.
That was close.
It was very close. Officials got the best view there, and he says that he kept his knee off, and there he goes off to the races, breaking tackles along the way.
No replay, of course, in high school football, so it's the 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of St. Louis. We have a television timeout currently, but another fine return by Samson Manu Olivao. And so far, Blaine Cowie, field position has really been the story of this contest. We'll come back and have more action here in the Division I State Football Championship game between St. Louis and Kahuku, scoreless, back to Aloha Stadium after these words here on the Aloha Stadium Stars Sports. Back to live action. Torres on the keeper. Torres with some running room. Down the middle, and Torres deep into Crusader territory. The ball is loose, but they're going to say Torres fell down. He was down at the 12-yard line. A huge run for Richard Torres around the left side, but we have an injured Crusader all the way back at the 45-yard line, and that's Aaron J. Ava.
An immediate medical attention for both teams out there. Aaron J. Alva, he's not moving out there. Richard Torres here, a torrid run to get this whole thing started. Torres, as he got downfield, fumbled the ball as he was on the ground. But a great start for Richard Torres. But now of more concern is the health of Aaron J. Alva. They're starting to roll him over on his back now. It's good to see he's just starting to move his extremities. He was motionless there for the last minute or so. And immediately medical staff from both Kahuku and St. Louis out there to check on Aaron J. Alva.
Here's Delbert Tengon coming over, and it looks like they're looking at the left leg of Aaron J. Ava. And this is a great story, Aaron J. Ava. Undersized linebacker, the smallest of the Crusader linebackers, only at 5'6", 160 pounds. And I was talking earlier this year to St. Louis defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Jacob Yoro, another former great Crusader linebacker, but he says he's got great linebackers on his squad, but the one he's most proud of is Aaron J. Ava, and the reason why is because he is small and diminutive, but he just goes out there, he makes plays. I know this is going to really concern Jacob Yoro, because this is one young guy who takes pride. Let's check out the injury. There's Ava, 43. It looks like he just planted, and then a Red Raider fell on top of him, and his knee or his foot may have gotten stuck in the field turf. You saw Ava just collapse. We'll take this break with 10:42 remaining here in the second quarter. It's a scoreless tie between the Crusaders and Red Raiders. Back to Aloha Stadium on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Well, that is not a good sign, as starting outside linebacker Aaron Jayava has to be helped off the field. Again, the great story. This is an undersized kid at 5'6", playing one of the most toughest positions on the field. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at the St. Louis 12-yard line. The give is to the up back, and crashing inside the 10 to the 7-yard line is Neil Lokotui. As Lokotui gets a second carry of the game, Jacob Barrett making the tackle.
Lokotui, as you mentioned, once he gets the football, he knows where his hole is and where to go. Again, good blocking up front by the right side of the offensive line. A big hole there for Lokotui. He just had to get to the hole and carry a couple of guys with him. Puts him in a good situation here on 2nd down and about 7.
6-man front here on 2nd down. Power I formation. The give is to Almoa. Almoa to the 5. And then plunges forward to about the 4-yard line. Will still be shy of the 1st down by a couple of yards. Will bring up 3rd down and short. So the Crusaders with their backs to the goal line, as the Red Raiders threatening early here in the 2nd quarter in a scoreless game. Once again, the Red Raiders come out in a power I formation set. Kaniela Tuipolotu is one of the power blocking backs. Mataafa on the carry. Mataafa gets hit at the 5 and he goes down. Jacob Barrett and Jordan Allencaster, the two healthy linebackers, combining on the stop. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 yards to go.
And what a job the St. Louis Crusaders defense continues to do with their backs against the wall. They stiffen up and make it pretty difficult here for Kahuku, who's got a decision to make here on 4th down.
So indeed, 4th down and mass substitutions into the game. So they scrap the power I. They bring in Lokotui and Almoa on 4th down and 2 from the 5. Lokotui with the give. No, Torres on the keeper. He'll pitch it back. Ball is loose. Ball is loose, but I think Kahuku may have recovered it for a 1st down. It is not the case.
Came up with the football. St. Louis came up with the football. St. Louis Crusaders, Christopher Kamaka covered a huge fumble recovery, and Lehao Omoa was actually an open man running on the pitch there, but the pitch slightly behind Omoa. He reached back for it, couldn't control it, and Kamaka there, just the right man in the right place, coming up with the fumble for St. Louis, and once again they have denied Kahuku inside the red zone. You see the ball bouncing off of one of the Kahuku players and into the hands of Kamaka. Watch it once again here. You see one Kahuku player had a chance for it, but with so many Crusaders around that football, it ricocheted away, and here's St. Louis.
Movement at the line. This play will be whistled dead, as there was movement on that St. Louis Crusader front, as they've got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, remain 1st down.
Well, that's been the story here in this game so far for the Crusaders. They've just had awful field position here to start the game. You see the interior movement. Looks like the left tackle, Tuyasa Sopo, moved early. 1st and 11, ball now at the 1-yard line.
I think DeMello's changing the play up front.
Well, he's trying to fight that crowd as well. DeMello dropping back, quick out to Alo. Alo to the 5, trying to spin, gets to the 10-yard line before he is spun down by Gary Nagy. But he will be close to a 1st down. In fact, make it about 3 yards shy. Will bring up 2nd down and 3. A little bit more breathing room for the Crusaders to operate.
And that was a very clutch pass being thrown there by Tamatoa DeMello. DeMello there, very cool under fire, knew what his reads were, saw his man, got the ball out there to Shane Alo. Alo's made so many plays for St. Louis Crusaders this year. Big play here, just giving his quarterback and his offense a little more room to operate from.
Keani Nishigaya in the backfield. DeMello on the keeper. Now a late pitch to Alo. Alo will get the 1st down to near the 15-yard line. So Gary Nagy there on the tackle. But nonetheless, it is a St. Louis Crusader first down with 7:33 remaining here in the first half in what we anticipated, Blaine Cowie, and certainly is a defensive struggle.
And now St. Louis trying to get some momentum here. A wide snap, nice job of fielding the snap there by DeMello. And after that, just making his read, saw the defense, and knew he had one blocker in front of him, got it to his pitch man there, and kept it going.
Ishigaya remains the lone setback. DeMello on the keeper. DeMello to the 20, to the 25. Another St. Louis first down as he rumbles to the 27-yard line. So back-to-back plays by St. Louis results in back-to-back first downs.
Well, Kevin, you made this comment back in the first quarter. Not necessarily your uncle's St. Louis Crusader offense, not even your older brother's St. Louis Crusader offense. You see them running the ball a lot more here, but very effectively. See the Kahuku defenders biting on that last pitch, and DeMello doing a good job there. Again, you'd like to see him wrap up the ball before it makes contact with the Kahuku defenders because they will go for the strip. But the first down nonetheless for St. Louis as they continue to move forward from inside their own 30.
He did a good job of disguising, and I'll tell you what, Micah Mamiya was a master in disguises and hiding that play action. Quick out, here is Kulia Iona. Iona near the first down marker, gets away from two defenders. Iona then spun down at the 45-yard line, and 3 consecutive plays resulting in first downs for the Crusaders. They have moved the ball all the way from their own 1 now up to the 45 as the Lieutenant Governor's boy makes the play.
And the Crusaders on the march now as they've come out from underneath the shadow of their own goalpost. Big play here by Kulia Iona. He got the ball, stuck with it. You see the pass here. Again, DeMello, lots of time. Good job by the big guys up front for St. Louis. See Iona there breaking one tackle. Got a good block from one of his teammates. Took out 2 more defenders. And fortunately for Kahuku, they had the linebackers in pursuit. Otherwise, Iona would still be going.
DeMello with a late pitch. This is Allo. Allo to midfield and then gets hit out of bounds. No flag thrown on the play. But again, a late pitch there by starting quarterback Tamatoa DeMello, and Shane Allo has gotten himself involved here very early in this game.
And Shane Allo took a whack there at the end of that last play, but Allo gets up and he's okay. Only thing that makes me nervous watching Tamatoa DeMello here, watching these pitches, the pitch decision is coming out rather late. He's almost nearly throwing shovel passes versus pitches. We'll see what happens here on this next play.
2nd and 5, ball right at midfield. Again, DeMello dropping, fires the out and incomplete, in and out of hands of Allo. But we have a penalty flag in the backfield. We're going to have a late hit. This will be a personal foul against Kahuku for a late hit as Kulia Picard came in and rocked Tamatoa DeMello as he released the football.
And DeMello clearly had unloaded the football. It was out of his hands when he got hit by the defender there. So roughing the passer penalty that will result in, as you mentioned, a 15-yard personal foul penalty against Kahuku and another St. Louis first down as they continue to march downfield now into Kahuku territory.
Roughing the passer on the defense, 15 yards previous spot, an automatic first down.
So the ball now sitting at the 35-yard line of Kahuku. The first serious drive here mounted by the Crusaders. Remember, this drive started all the way back at their own 1-yard line. DeMello again under pressure. DeMello fires it, throws a jump ball, and it's almost picked off. Intended for Allo, but that pass was nearly picked off by linebacker Pai Pai Folemalu. And Delbert Tengan looks at Tamatoa DeMello and says,
throw it out of bounds.
Just throw it away, please.
And that's one thing that he'll learn as he gets to experience as a quarterback. Trying to make something happen there. He did have the receiver open downfield in one-on-one coverage, but as you can see, he was under all kinds of pressure there. Defensive lineman getting away. I think that was Nai Fotu breaking in there from the defensive end position, and that's kind of play. If your quarterback cannot make the throw, you'd like to see him just throw it out of bounds and come back for the next play. As Coach Tenga mentioned, they got lucky there, 2nd down and 10.
And smarts by Allo knocking the ball away. Again, DeMello on the keeper, late pitch, ball is loose. That's going to be a fumble, and the Red Raiders have it.
And that was my concern with those late pitches. Eventually, Kahuku's defense is going to make an adjustment. That time they did. They attacked the pitchman, anticipating maybe a potential late pitch. And there you see, I believe it was Kulia Picard who got thrown for the personal foul penalty, coming with the big turnover here to make some amends. Watch the replay here. The good fake there gets the defense running, but then you see the late pitch and Kahuku all over it. That's a play that the quarterback eventually is going to learn to hold on to the football and not make that late pitch. But that's where Kahuku made that adjustment after reading that with this young quarterback. And they get the turnover here and the ball just behind midfield.
1st and 10 for the Red Raiders with 6:12 remaining here in the first half. They'll toss sweep it to the left side. And a big hit right at midfield. We got double penalty markers on both sidelines as Justin Kaka, who has 2 excellent punt returns on the evening, got knocked down hard. But the initial indication on the flags is a holding penalty.
Both penalty markers thrown in the area. You anticipate seeing holding penalties. We'll get the official call here.
So double flags, motion, and holding. It'll be a matter of what the defense wants. And obviously, I think they'll rather take the holding penalty because that is a 10-yard penalty. Wayne Kaniayakala, veteran ILH official. What's the call?
During the play, we had 2 penalties. Illegal motion on the offense. That penalty is declined. Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the fall. Repeat, first down.
So the holding penalty will push the ball back to Kahuku's on 38, making it 1st and 20.
So the Red Raiders on that last play, again, the penetration by the St. Louis defense, one of the keys here. They continue to penetrate and get into the backfield. They could disrupt these running plays from Kahuku.
The dive up the middle, and the Crusaders not fooled at all as Lauren Abiva, Tyler Roberson, as they come in and they converge on the running back, Ian Fujinaka. As Ian Fujinaka making his first carry of the night. And making the tackle for St. Louis was Stephen Donahue, who was in for the injured Aaron J. Ava. 2nd down and 17. Torres around the right side, and Torres gets hit at the line of scrimmage. And that will probably be the most painful 1 yard in his high school career, as he just got leveled there by Jeff Kaler, or excuse me, Chris Kamaka.
Chris Kamaka's caused a big plays for St. Louis over the last couple of defensive possessions. Kamaka there just squared up his shoulders, stayed home, didn't bite on the pitch there. Kamaka there along with Barrett squaring up on the quarterback and taking him down.
So this is the situation that St. Louis wants to put Kahuku in. 3rd and long. 3rd and 18 yards to go. They'll give it to Mataafa. Mataafa will spin away from one, will not spin away. He got away from Barrett initially, but then could not get away from 2 other Crusaders. Brandon McKee had the legs of junior Mataafa, so a short gain results in a 4th down.
And Mataafa is the home run hitter there for the Kahuku Red Raiders. If they were going to get 15 or 20 yards plus in that last play, it would have been through the legs of Mataafa.
So the turnover really doesn't hurt as they force Nagy to kick off. It's off the side of his foot, and this is going to be returned and then dropped immediately at about the 35-yard line as Chase Alcott. So 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in this rapidly moving first half. Still remains scoreless, a scoreless tie. And we'll take this break. We'll come back after these short messages here in our Division I HHSA Football State Championships here on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.
Ask any great cook. The secret to how well a recipe turns out is the ingredients that go into it. At No Foods of Hawaii, we use only the best, naturally wholesome ingredients in our ready-to-use seasoning mixes. Quality natural ingredients ensure a perfect recipe every time. And at No, we never use preservatives. Simple to use, no food seasonings, the essence of cooking. Just add water and enjoy, because you can't say no to no.
Kevin Ashura, Blaine Cowie back at Aloha Stadium. Both sidelines are full with fans on the press box side. A lot of the Crusader faithful on the opposite side in a sea of red. 4:04 left, scoreless game here in the first half. As Tamatoa DeMello on first down, being pressured. DeMello looking, he's going to throw it, and it is caught. Do they say it is caught? The officials are going to indicate a catch. A great catch by Rickson Picaro, keeping at least 1 foot in bounds. And that is a tough way, Blaine Cowie, to pick up 7 yards.
Tough way to pick up 7 yards, but I think a critical 7 yards here for the St. Louis Crusaders. They had the momentum before the turnover, and what this reestablishes is that same momentum that they had prior to that turnover. And again, that DeMello-Picaro connection really paying some dividends here for the St. Louis Crusaders. As you can see, DeMello's really into that comfort zone, throwing to Picaro downfield.
A beautiful strike there thrown by DeMello, and clearly, I mean, just the better passer. You hear the boos, but I think clearly the 1 foot was in. DeMello this time rolling to his left, being chased. He fires, and incomplete, intended for Chase Alcott near midfield. Well, you heard the fans groan, but I think just looking at the right foot of Rickson Picaro, I think clearly came down.
I believe so too. I think that was the right call there along the sidelines. And we'll see what St. Louis comes up with here on a third down and short yardage situation. St. Louis really hasn't been able to get anything established on the ground so far, aside from running the option play with their quarterback. They tried to run some draws and some other plays with their running backs up the middle. And Kahuku's been all over that defensively. So we'll see what the St. Louis Crusaders come up with here on third and short.
So third down, and now movement as flags fly from both sidelines.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5 yards, remain third down.
So the contact at the line of scrimmage against Kahuku will now move the chains and will give the Crusaders an automatic first down on third and short.
Check out the replay here. You see the defenders moving prior to the snap. Not sure if that was due to the a hard count maybe by the quarterback or just eager anticipation from the defense.
DeMello in the pocket, still has time, not anymore. DeMello trying to throw it, and he wisely throws it short. Incomplete. DeMello got thrown down hard like a rag doll by Nai Fotu. Well, the incompletion will bring it second down. I think DeMello learned his lesson from a few plays ago in which he almost had one of his passes toward the sideline picked off.
That time I think it was a little more intentional, throwing it short, close enough to the intended receiver, yet far enough away from the defenders so that he can recover the down and come back with 2nd and 10. So a good play there by DeMello as he has scrambled around towards the outside.
Double wides both sides. Lene Auelua, the lone setback. DeMello on the keeper, looking for a block. DeMello dives forward. He will be shy of the first down marker by about a yard. Nice job there by DeMello, lowering his shoulder and diving for additional yardage, and that dive may have picked him up maybe a couple of more yards, making it 3rd down and 1.
It's the one running play that's really gone well, and once again you see the defenders biting on the first option, which is a straight dive. You see 2 defenders following the dive man, allowing the quarterback DeMello to get out towards the outside. Shiloh Tail coming in for the tackle there for Kahuku. He threw that touchdown pass that helped win the game on that flea flicker last week against Baldwin.
That desperation heave. Boy, bad snap, but it goes into the hands of Lene Auelua, and Auelua will power his way past the chains for a first down at the 40-yard line. We've seen some snap problems on that shotgun formation. Ana Tuyasa Sopo is the center. We've seen a lot of the snaps go wide toward the right side, but good job by DeMello maintaining his composure.
So DeMello so far has been able to field these snaps. But as you mentioned, about 3 or 4 of them now here in the first half, sailing high and wide to the right. DeMello's been able to do a good job with those so far.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Good snap this time. DeMello on the out, caught by Alcott. Alcott to the 30 and has a first down as he lowers his shoulder and then he abuses Tiave Otto on his way down.
Alcott's only 5'5", 146 pounds, but he brings every single pound with him when he runs it upfield. You see a nice pass there by DeMello. Alcott did not have to slow down at all. Caught it in stride. That allowed him to keep that forward momentum coming, so when he hit the defenders, he's able to carry them for a few extra yards. A good pass and a good catch by both the quarterback and the receiver there.
First time that the St. Louis Crusaders mounting a serious drive deeper into Red Raider territory. DeMello being chased by a pair, and he's just going to throw this one away wisely. Good pursuit on the defensive front is Naifotu and Kaniela Tuipolotu. Tuipolotu considered to be maybe the most highly sought after recruit. Also coming in was Falemalu giving chase.
And Tuipolotu, who battled some foot and ankle injuries at the beginning of the year, healthy now over the last month or so, and he's really made an impact. He could a hard hit on Baldwin quarterback Jordan Hele on the first offensive play for Baldwin last week. They had Hele down on the turf for a minute, but that shows you the kind of speed and power that Tuipolotu has, the kind of impact that he makes defensively. He has a 3.0 GPA, and I believe he's leaning towards going to University of Utah, although last that I heard he has not formally committed.
Red Raiders call a timeout with just under 2 minutes remaining as they face a 2nd down and 10. So a defensive timeout, probably just to settle this squad down as St. Louis has the ball at the Red Raider 26. We'll take this break as well in a scoreless game, but the Crusaders threatening back to Aloha Stadium here in the Division I championship game on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.
World champion figure skater Christy Yamaguchi reaches for the gold in everything she does. And when the Olympic gold medalist wants to add flavor to her foods, she reaches for Aloha Gold Soy Sauce from Aloha Shoyu. Aloha Gold Soy Sauce from Aloha Shoyu.
For nearly 20 years, we've provided delicious, quality water for the people of Hawaii. Menehune Water continues its tradition from our state-of-the-art bottling plant, bringing you the same great-tasting water, though we still might be getting help from somewhere. Menehune Water.
About to resume action with just under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's a scoreless game, but the St. Louis Crusaders mounting their first real threat here of this game. Red Raiders earlier in this quarter had the ball deep at St. Louis territory. In fact, they had the ball at the 5-yard line, then fumbled it away. So now it's the Crusaders' turn to try and move the ball downfield. So 2nd down and 10. Tamatoa DeMello will give it to Keani Nishigaya, and Nishigaya close to a first down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. He may be shy by about half a yard.
A nice gain there for the St. Louis Crusaders. Nishigaya, 5'5", 145-pound junior. Good snap there to the quarterback, and Nishigaya doing the rest. Got a good block there by the left tackle. Left tackle collapsing in and knocking defenders out of the way. That allowed Nishigaya to come around the end there to pick up that 9-yard gain.
So 3rd and a yard at the 17. DeMello will pitch it to Alo. Alo with a first down, but a flag is also down. Ball is fumbled, but Alo stepped out of bounds inside the 10, but we'll have to check the penalty marker, which is at the 20-yard line on the far side, and this play is probably going to come back.
We may have holding, I believe, against one of the receivers, or maybe an illegal block, and that looks to be the case here, as it looked like one of the receivers hit one of the defenders from behind. So Coach Tengon and company will have to replay another 3rd down.
During the play, block in the back. On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the fall. Repeat, 3rd down.
So a big penalty nullifies the first down. Now it's 3rd down and about 15.
Well, we're an option play once again, though, and you see the pitch. That time the pitch really on time. A good read there by DeMello. You see the penalty marker flying in there late, but that was a much better pitch by DeMello to his pitchman, Alo.
On the right side, carrying the football is Lene Auelua, but the Red Raiders are not fooled as Auelua gets stopped. Pickup of maybe 3 will bring up 4th down, and now with the clock now under a minute, you have to ask yourself, Blaine, do we see the strong leg of St. Louis kicker Kenton Chun?
And I think we may see St. Louis take some time off the clock and maybe call a timeout here to discuss their options. As you mentioned, Kenton Chun, a strong leg, a very consistent kicker this year. And we'll see what Coach Delbert Tengon and company decide to do. If they go for the field goal here, looks like it'll be about a 45-yard attempt. So we'll see what Coach Tengon and company do here as they do burn that timeout.
So they waited until the very last second.
St. Louis.
Waited until the very last second, till 1 second remained on the play clock, and I think we are going to see Kenton Chun out on the field. In fact, I do see, Chun is out on the field. So we are going to see a long field goal by Kenton Chun, who last week, his 18-yard field goal proved to be the game winner, which sent the Crusaders past Waianae to advance here to tonight's championship game.
Well, you see these teams basically playing to almost a stalemate, both offensively and defensively. Yet you cannot forget that third element of the game of football that comes down to special teams. And we'll see if Kenton Chun here can make a difference for the St. Louis Crusaders and get the first points on the scoreboard here tonight.
Preston Lynch will hold. You see the tee is just right outside the 35. This will be an attempt from 45 yards for Kenton Chun. Angled to the right. Good snap. Kick is on its way. It's going to be, well, it had the leg, but he just pulled it off to the left side.
We got a late penalty marker coming in here. We got the referee throwing not only the penalty marker, but his cap. We may have some kind of a running into the kicker penalty, and we may have a second penalty on top of that. We'll wait for our officiating crew to sort this one out.
Wayne Kaneai Akala threw the flag and then threw his hat, which indicates double penalty.
If there's a third penalty, what's he throw next? His whistle or?
Oh boy. Well, running into the kicker, and then the second flag was for a personal foul. Watch the replay, courtesy of Price Busters. We're going to get also, right there, running into Preston Lynch. And then there's the personal foul right there. So they're going to mark off the 5-yard running into the kicker, and then they're going to mark the 15-yard penalty. So this essentially, Blaine Cowie, takes St. Louis out of field goal range.
During the play, we had running into the holder on the defense, 5 yards from the previous spot. After the play, dead ball, we have personal foul on the kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the previous spot.
So an untimely penalty, the personal foul, again, moves the Crusaders out of field goal range, and now Jacob Barrett will have to kick it away with 27 seconds remaining. Jacob Barrett, whose older brother Chaz Barrett already has a state championship, won it 2 years ago with the Kamehameha Warriors. That an historic game in itself, the first Kamehameha state championship in well over 2 decades. Jacob Barrett, would like to add a state championship and to his family's collection. Of course, Barrett is a proud member of a football family. His father, Lincoln, is the head coach at Waialua High School. So again, we have the officials conferring.
You mentioned Waialua High School. Boy, what a year they had this year for Waialua. Congratulations to them on a very impressive season there.
Of course, Waialua, a program that was downtrodden. Nobody wanted to play football there, but Lincoln Barrett did a great job turning them around and made them playoff contenders. So Barrett will kick it away. He'll pooch it. High end-over-end kick. It'll take a high St. Louis bounce and will continue to roll. And is also each time off the clock as well, as the ball is finally down at the 11-yard line with 13 seconds remaining. And I don't think Kahuku is going to mess around here with the ball deep in their own territory and 13 seconds left. A scoreless tie. Blaine Cowie, as we anticipated, this is a defensive struggle.
That's right, and again, this really plays to both teams' strengths. So again, a really very interesting second half here between these two teams. Really a stalemate. Both teams capitalizing on some opportunities defensively, and yet their offense is coming out and not being able to take advantage of turnovers. So again, we're seeing both defenses playing extremely well. Here's Kuka to probably just run maybe one or two plays here.
Mataafa hit in the backfield, gets past one, gets past another. Does have running room, but also clock is also against him as well as he finally gets brought down, but only 4 seconds left. Now, whether or not he got out of bounds, I didn't see the official indicate. In fact, I think Mataafa did get out of bounds.
You look at this last play, Mataafa, as we had talked about numerous times, he is their home run hitter. He's the big play guy for the Kahuku Red Raiders. And you see him carrying the ball there. Mataafa, interesting, he has asthma, so they can really only run him 2, maybe 3 plays. And if he breaks off a long one like that, sometimes they need to get him out of the game so he can catch his breath.
Well, Jeffrey Kaler stayed home and allowed Mataafa not to bust off a big one. Mataafa again. But that will, unfortunately for the Red Raiders, although it was a very nice 10-yard run, that also was the last play of the first half. And Blaine Cowie, we thought this would be a defensive struggle, and it certainly has been, because we got nothing but goose eggs. We got nothing but bagels across the scoreboard. A scoreless tie.
Boy, what a battle we got down here on the gridiron. Very impressive, just both defenses all the way around. And it's not that the offenses haven't been able to move the ball. They've moved the ball. They've picked up, I believe, a total of 14 first downs combined. But then the defense is stiffened up. They got some key turnovers, especially St. Louis's defense. And that's what's brought us to this scoreless game here at halftime.
We expect to see a very entertaining second half. Jim Oshiro, Don Belena will take you home from here on in. For Blaine Cowie and our floor director, Alan Shimokawa, I'm Kevin Oshiro. Again, a scoreless game at the half, 0-0. Come back, everyone. This is going to be a fun one down the stretch. You're watching Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.
For Castle High School, Stacy Nii, Athletic Director for Waipahu High School, and Neil Takamori, Athletic Director for McKinley High School. Did you know it takes about $400 to outfit one high school football player? That's a lot of money for our schools. Helping to outfit Oahu High School's athletes, Kraft Foods Hawaii, with the support of co-sponsors Time, Supermarkets, Sportsline Company, Adidas Wilson, Sporting Goods, Pepsi, Kimberly-Clark, Dryers, American Savings Bank, and the Honolulu Star Bulletin midweek each year hosts the Kraft Shop and Score program. This is an off-the-field competition for all of Oahu's high schools to earn a share of $100,000 worth of athletic equipment for their student athletes. The best part is schools get an automatic $500 credit just for registering for the program. Tonight we would like to acknowledge the top 5 points earning schools and to award the highest points earner of the Kraft Shop and Score program for 2006. Could we have a drum roll, please? In 5th place this year, please put your hands together for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. In 4th place, McKinley High School. Coming in 3rd, Aiea High School. Runner-up, Waipahu High School. And ladies and gentlemen, the Kraft Shop and Score highest points earners for 2006. Please join me in congratulating Castle High School. Each of the schools will receive a share of $100,000 worth of athletic equipment, courtesy of the Sportsline Company and Adidas Wilson Sporting Goods, which is represented here by this check presented by Gerald Shintaku of Kraft Foods Hawaii. In addition, Castle's Athletic Director Richard Haru will take home the Perpetual Kraft Shop and Score trophy to display for a year, celebrating their competitive spirit as a top points earner of 2006 Craft Shop and Score program. Congratulations once again to Castle High School and each of the 50 Oahu high schools who participated. And a big mahalo to Kraft Foods Hawaii, Time Supermarkets, Sportsline Adidas, Wilson, Pepsi, Kimberly-Clark, Dryers, American Savings Bank, and the Honolulu Star Bulletin midweek for supporting Oahu's high school athletics. Good evening, football fans. Before we get to the HMSA Kama'aina contest, we have a special presentation at midfield. The HMSA Kama'aina Awards and Scholarship Program is entering its second year. This program works with the Hawaii High School Athletic Association to reward high schools that excel in athletics, academics, sportsmanship, and community service. From where?
Good evening. Turn on his mic. Hawaii High School.
One. Hawaii High School football fans, make some noise. All right now, where's all my Crusader fans? Ooh, Red Raiders. Where's all my Red Raider fans? I'd like to welcome you to tonight's game. My name is McCuddy from Island 90.5. It is now time for the HMSA Kaimana Award Contest. Before that, we've got a special announcement. I want you to go ahead and focus on midfield. Ladies and gentlemen, the HMSA Kaimana Contest, we have a special presentation. The Kaimana Awards and Scholarship Program is entering its second year. This program works with Hawaii High School Athletic Association to reward high schools that excel in athletics, academics, sportsmanship, and community service. HMSA Kaimana Scholarships also provide student athletes with educational opportunities. Last year, $45,000 was awarded to 21 student athletes to further their education. A round of applause for HMSA. Tonight, a special presentation. The HMSA Kaimana Awards is pleased to announce a brand new program. You've been seeing it in the media. HHSAA and HMSA have gotten together to award every high school in Hawaii an automated electronic defibrillator. No matter if the school is public, independent, big or small, every high school in Hawaii will have an AED. So I want you to do me a favor. This generous gift also includes funding for faculty on how to use the devices. HHSAA will coordinate training. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to midfield HMSA Vice President Michael Stoller, who will present the first automated electronic defibrillator to Keith Amemiya, Executive Director of the HHSAA. Ladies and gentlemen, HMSA and HHSAA, a brand new program. Give them a round of applause. You guys having a good time tonight, football fans? One more time, I want to find out who is with me tonight. Where are all the Raiders? I don't think they heard you all the way in Kahuku. Where's all my Raiders? Where's all my Crusaders? It is now time for the HMSA Kaimana Contest. We have got 3 individuals. What's your name?
Natasha Akina.
Natasha from Kahuku.
Kama from Kahuku.
Kama from Kahuku. We're going to find out who else we got. All right, contestant number 2. What's your name, brother?
Jacob.
Where are you from, Jacob? Who are you here rooting on? St. Louis. What's your name, sir?
Galen.
Galen, obviously here for?
Saints.
The Saints. This is what we're going to do. Focus your attention to midfield. Is it going to be St. Louis? Is it going to be Kahuku?
All my contestants, just like football players, you need your football, you need your shorts, you need your jersey, and you need to defend yourself against your opponent. The first one to cross the end zone line wins a grand prize from HMSA of a $200 travel certificate from Hawaiian Airlines, a $50 gift certificate to Sports Authority, and a lot of great prizes in the Kaimana Grand Prize Package. St. Louis contestants, are you ready? Do you want them to win, Crusaders? Kahuku, are you ready? All right. Hold your balls up if you're ready. Nice. 3, 2, 1, go! Is it going to be St. Louis putting on the shorts, or is it Kahuku? Make some noise for Kahuku. Make some noise, St. Louis. Who's it going to be? Putting on the jersey. They're neck and neck, just like the St. Louis. St. Louis. Crusaders! Ladies and gentlemen,
Walking down the street,
the dive to the end zone
every time we meet,
with Warrior paint.
and we can't look.
Round of applause in the end zone. Show some love for the Crusaders. Head off right to the side and we'll get that AED working on you. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for all of our contestants from Kahuku. All of our contestants from St. Louis. Again, a round of applause for the HMSA Kaimana Awards and HHSAA. Before I let you go and go to the second half of this game, I want to find out who you think is going to take the bragging rights of 2006. Is it going to be Crusaders? How about the Raiders? This is high school football. My name is Makani. You guys enjoy. Aloha.
Back at Aloha Stadium for half number 2, the St. Louis Crusaders and the Kahuku Red Raiders in the championship game of the HHSAA State Football Championship. And thus far, after one half, there's no score between the Crusaders and the Red Raiders. Jim Oshiro, Don Boletta now joining you. And Don, nobody expected a offensive fire show in this game. Defense was expected to be the story, and so far through one half, that's been the case.
This is definitely a contrast of styles from the first game, our Division II title game, which pitted King Keikaolike and also Kauai, and the final score in that was, of course, 33-20. Take a look at Coach Reggie Torres, first year at the helm at Kahuku, and of course, you know, aside from the fact that this is his first year, he's a pretty good game planner, and at the same time, he's a great tactician as far as making adjustments at the half.
Boy, Reggie Torres has done a marvelous job since taking over for Siwaki Levi, and there's Delbert Tengon, another successful year for the coach. Crusaders 11-0 on the year. And just to give you an idea how similar the first half was for both these teams, as far as offensively was concerned, both teams very few possessions. St. Louis had only 4 possessions. Kahuku only had 5. If you look at the first 4 possessions, it's totally identical. The results: punt, fumble, and a punt. So that's how tough the defense has been for both sides in the first half.
We had the opportunity to talk to Coach Delbert Tengon, and you saw him pacing up and down the line. And one of the things that he did mention was he was not going to be surprised if this was going to come down to the last possession of the ball game, and he expected a defensive battle. At the same time, you know, believe it or not, this is his second stint at the helm at St. Louis. And as you mentioned, as far as statistics are concerned in the first half, they pretty much mirror each other, but a little bit differently. All of 119 yards of total offense by Kahuku has been through the ground. 109 of total offense for St. Louis. The way that they broke it down, you've got about 34 yards rushing and 77 yards passing. So that's how they basically did it.
And on the opposite side, Don, Kahuku, 119 yards on the ground. 0 yards, though, in the air. So we'll see.
Attempted just one pass.
Just one pass, right. So, but we'll see if that changes somewhat here in the second half. Offense has to get something going for both the Crusaders and the Red Raiders. St. Louis will receive the kickoff to start things off here in the second half. Chase Alcott, Shane Alo getting set to receive, and there's the opening kickoff of half number 2. And taking the ball at his own 5 is Chase Alcott. Alcott with a big hole up the middle. Now cuts to the near side. Alcott at the 40. Alcott at midfield, past midfield, inside Kahuku territory before he's run out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And now we have a late penalty flag thrown, but an excellent return on the opening kickoff by Chase Alcott.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of call this is going to be, but yet Chase Alcott taking the opening kickoff here in the second half. And if anything so far that has been the story,
might be a late hit, Don, on that.
Yeah, late hit out of bounds, and it kind of riled some emotions. But finishing up my thought, basically what happened in the first half, what was very, very fortunate for the Crusaders was there was another internal battle going on, and that was, of course, the battle of field position. And if anything, St. Louis was caught deep in their field position basically for most of the first half.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, late hit on the kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So with the penalty, Don, St. Louis will have the best field position of the game up to now. They'll have it on the Kahuku 27-yard line. Boy, that Chase Alcott, exciting as a player. Alcott, just a junior, so he'll be back another year. But Chase Alcott, no doubt a player to watch for the Crusaders. So St. Louis has it 1st and 10 on the Kahuku 27. Tamatoa DeMello will keep the ball after a fake handoff, and DeMello will be dragged down and tossed to the ground back at the 36. Boy, Kahuku abused him on that play.
Nai Fotu for Kahuku just unceremoniously upended DeMello on that play. You're going to see that he fakes the handoff going to the middle, but Nai Fotu was not going to have any of it as he horse collars him down onto the turf.
Nai Fotu, the senior, 5'11", 242 pounds. A loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16 on the Kahuku 33. DeMello from shotgun. Steps into the pocket. Now in trouble, and he's down at the 38. So Kahuku's, their defense comes out firing here in the second half. So back-to-back plays now. DeMello goes down.
So after we talk about the great field position that St. Louis has gotten on that opening kickoff return and also the penalty, here they are almost squandering their opportunity right now, and they're losing some yardage. They're going the wrong way.
Well, they started at the 27. Now they're at the 38. So in 2 plays, they've lost 11 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 21. On the Kahuku 38, double wides to each side. DeMello will give the ball to Lenny Awelua. Awelua won't get much. He'll get up to the 35. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation. And it looks like St. Louis will punt the ball away. Tamatoa DeMello, Don, not doing a bad job in the first half considering this is his first start of the year.
Well, he's gotten the brunt of the snaps during the course of the week. We got the opportunity to talk to Coach Delbert Tangon. He has the utmost confidence in his junior quarterback to take the helm into the state championship game against Kahuku.
Jacob Barrett will punt the ball away. Barrett gets a nice high punt off. Kahuku will let the ball bounce, and this ball takes a St. Louis bounce, and it will be stopped inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. The ball kind of died after it hit the ground. Big break there for St. Louis.
Great job there by Jacob Barrett, and by all accounts, Jacob Barrett should get his third All-State selection to the All-State defensive team as a linebacker.
9:54 left here in the third quarter. No score between St. Louis and Kahuku. We'll take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports.
Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on. Pepsi's got that special taste created for the cold. The cold turns on that Pepsi drive, makes Pepsi Cola come alive. Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on.
Back at Aloha Stadium, the St. Louis Crusaders and the Kahuku Red Raiders scoreless here in the third quarter in the championship game. Kahuku will take over now, 1st and 10 on their own 3-yard line. Reggie Torres ducking under center will give the ball off and getting up to about the 6-yard line. That's Neil Lokotui. Lokotui, a senior, big guy at running back, 250 pounds. Gives Kahuku some breathing room here.
Kahuku not fooling around with the bad field position that they got on that beautiful punt by Jacob Barrett. Lokotui does a great job of protecting the ball, spinning himself around and gaining whatever he can. So it looks like he got 3 yards on this play.
2nd and 7. He gave his to Lokotui once again, busting his way up the middle. And Lokotui will get up to the 9-yard line, a gain of 3 on that. And that'll bring up 3rd down now. The Kahuku Red Raiders, the defending state champions. The Red Raiders beat Punahou last year. So they're trying to repeat this year, but they've got a tough challenge ahead with the St. Louis Crusaders. 3rd and 4. Reggie Torres. Ducks under center now, gives the ball off. Getting to the outside and getting the 1st down and a couple yards more. Getting up to the 16-yard line is Junior Mataafa. So Kahuku moves the chains. That's their 6th first down of the game.
And of course, the theme for Kahuku is, of course, they've got that awesome power running game. And what makes it worse is they do it by committee. And this time around, you're going to get a good look at Junior Mataafa. Listed here at 5'10", 195 pounds, so he is a load coming down the line of scrimmage.
Kahuku, Richard Torres keeping the ball on 1st and 10, and Torres will get a couple of yards up to the 17-yard line. This is the 5th meeting in the state tournament since it began 8 years ago. The 5th meeting of the Crusaders and the Red Raiders in the championship game.
And of course, Kahuku with Sioaki Levi at the helm, basically holding an advantage against St. Louis in this state championship game.
2nd and 8 on the Kahuku 18. Torres will keep the ball on the option, and he'll get up to the 20, where it will bring 3rd down and about 6. So Kahuku keeping the ball on the ground where they've had their success.
Great read there by the linebacker for the Crusaders, Jacob Barrett, as Torres tried to run the option that time. And with that quarterback to pitch relationship, Barrett had enough speed to just shut that whole thing down.
3rd and 6 for the Red Raiders, as Torres will keep the ball on the option to the outside, and Torres will get the 1st down as he runs out of bounds at the 31. So more than enough for the 1st down for Richard Torres, rather.
Handed to the Red Raiders offense for not panicking after being pinned down in their own end of the field, taking the ball over after a great punt by Jacob Barrett at the 3-yard line. Torres, as you saw over there, just doing the quarterback keeper, heading out of bounds, but then starting out at the 3. Now they're spotted at the 30-yard line.
The give is to Junior Mataafa, bouncing to the outside, and Mataafa will get up to the 32. Junior Mataafa, a tough runner, just a junior. Mataafa, a combination of power, and then surprisingly, he has great breakaway speed, as we saw last week against Baldwin.
Oh, let me tell you, after he broke through the line of scrimmage against Baldwin for that 80-yard touchdown run, I mean, he displayed not only power, as we see over here, as he's running over big old number 17, Christopher Kamaka for St. Louis. He also, as soon as he breaks the line of scrimmage, he showed last week that he has an extra gear.
Mataafa, 195 pounds. He stands at 5'10". 2nd and 8 for the Red Raiders with 6:37 left here in the third quarter. No score between the St. Louis Crusaders and the Kahuku Red Raiders. St. Louis ranked number 1 in the state. Kahuku ranked number 2. So fittingly, I guess, you got the 1 and 2 teams in the state matching up for the state title.
It almost didn't happen, too, because...
Sideline warning. It's on St. Louis. First warning.
And just to finish up my thought, this almost didn't become a reality as Kahuku, the last 2 seconds of their ball game against Baldwin, pulled out the come-from-behind win.
Yeah, it could have easily been a 3-4 matchup between Baldwin and Waianae. Boy, but I tell you, that was a great semifinal game last week. But the Crusaders and the Red Raiders coming out on top. So 2nd and 8. Torres ducks under center with an eye backfield. Torres with the play action. Has a man open downfield, and this pass is overthrown. So that is Richard Torres' second pass of the game. Only his second pass. Trying to hit Jordan, or check that. Trying to hit Lolamana Tilini.
And if you take a look at this one more time, John Gomez basically had himself a wide open shot to the end zone.
You're right, John. That was John Gomez. Gomez with 46. I thought it was 48 as Torres keeps the ball on 3rd and 8. And Torres will get up to the 41-yard line, and that will be enough for another Kahuku first down. That's a big 3rd down play.
Now, what was interesting on that last play, I guess what that long pass did, even though it was an incompletion, it gave St. Louis something to worry about, something else to think about. And on that option keeper, you saw how much room Torres had to run in before he got tackled there by Jacob Barrett. By that time, it was too late, and Kahuku had picked up the first down.
1st and 10 for Kahuku on their own 42. Torres will keep the ball running up the middle. Nice hold. And Torres still on his feet. And he'll be brought down inside St. Louis territory up at the 49. Again, though, Don, as you mentioned, you expect Kahuku to run the ball, but you have to be careful for that surprise passing game that can happen at any time, really.
Well, I mean, talk about surprise. That was just their second pass all evening. And Torres, I mean, he's such a great ball handler also. I mean, when he does all those fakes and what have you.
2nd and 1. The give is up the middle and getting the first down easily. That's Ian Fujinaga. Fujinaga, a senior, 5'9", 205 pounds, and that will be enough for a first down for Kahuku. But Kahuku with great rotation in their backfield. And if you notice, a lot of the running backs over 200 pounds, so they were low to bring down.
Well, at the same time, I mean, aside from them being very, very big and strong, you keep them fresh. I mean, they get no more than two snaps each, then you're rotating someone else in. And Kahuku right now is just methodically marching down the field.
Yes, they are moving the ball well as Torres will keep the ball, and he's dragged down from the collar by Solomona Agamawa. Torres, though, gets up to the 43-yard line, so a gain of 2 on that. Starting to rain now here at Aloha Stadium. Nice crowd for this championship game. Of course, we expected a good show-up between Kahuku and St. Louis. Both communities support their teams very well.
And of course, the contingency from both neighbor island teams who participated in the Division II are still here watching this Division I matchup.
Lehigh Almua with the ball, and Almua will get up to the 35. Now, depending on where they mark the ball, Kahuku might have a first down here, but we'll see.
And I think they're going to just mark it just short, making it now 3rd and short. But at the same time, you just see Almua, and he's one of the smaller backs in the Kahuku stable.
3rd and 1. Torres will keep the ball. He has the first down. He almost broke away. He's brought down at the 30. And I'll tell you what, he almost got out of the grasp of Jordan Allencaster, and had he done that, he would have been gone.
Well, I tell you what, right now, Kahuku doing a great job of chewing up clock and also at the same time running this option offense with great efficiency. As you know, right now we've got about 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They took over at the 3-yard line, and it looks like they're chumping up some yards.
So Kahuku marching. Torres once again with the fake handoff. He'll keep the ball and take it up the middle. And Torres will get up to the 26-yard line. 3:12 left here in the 3rd quarter. Nothing between St. Louis and Kahuku. Again, this is the 8th year of the HHSAA State Football Championships. 2nd down and 7 on the St. Louis 27. Torres will give the ball, and Lehigh Almua with a nice hold, and Almua will get inside the 20 up to the 17-yard line. And once again, Don, the Kahuku moves the chains as they get their 11th first down of the game.
I tell you right now, this option offense is giving St. Louis some fits as they're handing it off to the 2nd and 3rd man, on that counter and that little cross-up that they do in the backfield. I mean, when I was following that play, I know I got faked out, and I thought that ball was going off to the right-hand side. So that kind of tells you what kind of ball handling skills Torres actually has.
Ball on the 17. Torres will keep the ball. So Torres calling his number on many plays here in this possession. Back in the first half, Torres had 42 yards in rushing. If he hasn't eclipsed it already, he will soon.
Well, it's kind of looking like he's creeping up to that century mark, so it's going to be interesting to see what our 3rd quarter stats are going to look like at the end of this minute and 45-second period.
2nd and 10. Junior Mataafa cannot go anywhere as he is being dragged down by Scott Smith. And on that play, you saw Scott Smith trying to punch that ball away. This is a very stifling St. Louis defense. And some of the crowd booing on the Kahuku side because Scott Smith took about 2 or 3 shots at that football.
I was going to say, it was no dirty play. You could clearly see it had nothing to do about, making a personal foul against the runner. What he was clearly trying to do was strip the ball. I mean, I'm sure as a defensive player must be getting a little bit tired because they've been on that field a good 8 minutes now on this drive.
Scott Smith, one of the anchors on the defensive front for St. Louis. Smith, a senior, 6'7", 245 pounds. So Kahuku faces 3rd and 11 on the St. Louis 18, 57 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Richard Torres on the option will pitch it out to Lehigh Almua, and Almua will be run out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That'll be well shy of the first down. Now, since Kahuku does not have much of a kicking game, we expect Kahuku to go for it here on 4th down.
And the thing about it is, this has been basically a knock on Kahuku the past how many years where they really haven't had a kicker, but this time around, they're going to give it a shot. And it's the way they're spotting it, it's looking like it's going to be a 30-yard field goal attempt.
Kahuku tried a field goal last week, and that attempt failed. But that was a surprise last week, and again, I guess this is a surprise as well, as Kahuku calls a timeout here to talk things over. 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Red Raiders trying to get the first points on the board for either side.
And, you know, like we mentioned, they actually had a chance to put up some points on the board in the first half. They opted to go for it, and on a missed pitch, what happened was St. Louis took over on downs, and so they're going to give it a shot. And, you know, we were talking about the kicking game a little bit earlier, but then Kaika Sasaoka has proven to be a better than average kicker for Kahuku.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Sasaoka will attempt a 30-yard field goal, angled from the right. There's the snap, the place. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and it's no good. That ball really had no chance.
It had no chance at all. You could see as soon as that ball left his foot, I mean, you know how you look at the kick and they do that little end over end thing? It had that little global spin, and that was danger all the way.
So the St. Louis defense, one of the toughest in the state, comes through here and keeps the score scoreless. With 44 seconds left here in the third quarter, Delbert Tengon pacing the sidelines. But what else can you expect from a matchup between these two teams?
Well, they've got a lot of history behind them, so, you know, they know each other real well.
St. Louis will keep the ball on the ground on 1st and 10. As Lenny Awelua will get up to the 25, a gain of 5 on that on first down. 28 seconds left here in the third. Earlier tonight in our Division II matchup, the championship game, King Kekaulike defeated Kauai 33-20. So congratulations to Na'ali as they are the Division II champions for 2006. 2nd and 5, the give is to Kiani Nishigaya. And Nishigaya will get to the 25 as that will be the last play here in the third quarter. And after 3 quarters, Don, we are still scoreless. As you see the scoreboard there. Boy, this game has been even all the way thus far.
Well, you can see, I mean, even down to the first down statistics there on the scoreboard, you see that Kahuku has one more first down than the Saints.
Let's take a break. We'll be back for quarter number 4. No score between Kahuku and St. Louis. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports. We start quarter number 4 of the championship game of the 2006 HHSAA State Football Championships. The St. Louis Crusaders and the Kahuku Red Raiders. No score as we start the fourth quarter. Jim Oshiro, Don Bolena joining you along with Kevin Hashiro. St. Louis faces 3rd and 5 on their own 25 to start things off here. Double wides to each side. Single setback is Nishigaya. DeMello throwing long downfield, trying to hit Kulia Iona, and this ball is overthrown. Iona well covered on that pass play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And I tell you what, you know who was actually pulling for that first down to be converted? It was the St. Louis defense. I mean, the last thing that you wanted to happen at this point right now is that the offense get the opportunity to get the ball after a missed field goal and only to go 1, 2, 3 and out after the St. Louis defense on their bend don't break took about 8 minutes on that last Kahuku drive.
Jacob Barrett punts the ball away for St. Louis. Another nice high punt by Barrett. Kahuku lets the ball bounce, and it will be touched at the 40-yard line. So Kahuku will have decent field position. Now, one thing about St. Louis, on offense tonight, they have had lousy field position throughout the night. Kahuku hasn't had the greatest either, but they've had a couple more possessions where they've had pretty good field position. They just failed to score.
Another key stat to look at is the fact that, you know, both teams had their share of opportunities to score, and if you look on the scoreboard, it's goose eggs all the way.
So the St. Louis defense is asked to do it again. 11:41 left in the game as Kahuku has it 1st and 10 on their own 40. Richard Torres will keep the ball after the fake handoff, and Torres will get a couple of yards up to the 42.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of defensive adjustment defensive coordinator Jacob Yoro got the opportunity to kind of pass on to his troops down below in that short stint after just going 1, 2, 3 and out.
Well, no question, his defense has been doing the job tonight, as has Kahuku. 2nd and 8. And really no gain on that play. We'll make it a gain of about 2 or so. Lehigh Aumua with the carry there. Both teams with just 1 turnover tonight. Both fumbled back in the first half. So it's been a well-played game by both. 3rd and 5 now on the 45. Torres will keep the ball, running to the outside, and he'll be run out of bounds just shy of the first down marker.
He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. And of course, I think just because they're playing battle of field position right now, I don't think Kahuku's actually going to play cute right now. They're going to punt this ball away. Oh, and I stand corrected. They're going to go for it here.
This is a gamble. Reggie Torres on 4th and 1 on their own 48 will go for it. And now Richard Torres calls a timeout. He saw something he did not like.
Well, I think basically what they were trying to do all the way was try to get the cheap first down by trying to draw the St. Louis defense offside. And it's going to be interesting to see after they break huddle after this timeout if they're going to actually start sending out the punt team on this.
Well, I'll tell you what, as close as this game has been, as even as it's been, I guess nothing's cheap. You got to try whatever you can to try to gain anything to your advantage.
Well, St. Louis got away with one in the first half, so I thought I think that Kahuku was kind of thinking it was about time for them to turn the favor around.
St. Louis trying to win their first championship since 2002.
And when they won that championship, it was against Coach Delbert Tengan's good friend from Castle.
So 4th down, 4th and 1. Kahuku is going to go for it. Big gamble here. And getting stopped and shy of the first down. Boy, St. Louis, they were ready for that. Fooled nobody there. So the St. Louis defense comes through, and the gamble by Reggie Torres fails here, and it gives St. Louis great field position.
I tell you what, you just hit it on the head. They've got the ball now on the Kahuku side of the field, and right now, St. Louis needs to take care of the ball, and great job of spearing right through. You saw there, linebacker number 49, Sifa Heimuli.
So St. Louis with a golden opportunity here in the 4th quarter. The pass by DeMello is overthrown, and trying to hit Chase Alcott, but Alcott was not even looking on that. That was a dangerous pass there. Could have easily have been intercepted.
And I just want to correct myself making that tackle for St. Louis. I was mistakenly looking at the Kahuku roster was number 49, Stephen Donahue. So I just want to give credit where credit is due on that very, very opportune play on defense.
Talk about an extremely quick pass. DeMello was already throwing the ball as soon as he touched it. Luckily, it fell incomplete. 2nd and 10. This pass is complete out to the 39-yard line with the Chase Alcott make that Rickson Pacaro making the catch for the Crusaders. So that's a big gain, a gain of 9 on that. They're bring up 3rd and 1. So DeMello bouncing back after that last play.
So DeMello, as you see right over here, going out into the flat area, finds Rickson Pacaro, and making a great open field tackle there is Gary Nagy for the Kahuku Raiders.
So St. Louis trying to keep this drive alive. 9:44 left in the game. Kahuku showing blitz, and one of the players for Kahuku jumped off sides. Little too anxious on that.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, 5 yards. The first down.
We talked about those cheap first downs, so St. Louis got one there.
And that's the second one that they scored tonight. And going back to statistics, we've got the third quarter statistics in hand over here, as you see one more time on the replay. But just to show you that statistics really don't matter much, Kahuku just in rushing yards, 203 yards, has doubled the offensive output for St. Louis, and here we are still at 0-0.
St. Louis keeping the ball on the ground on 1st and 10. And I believe that was Austin Wakini Kona, a sophomore, with the handoff there. St. Louis has quite a few sophomores on the team, and these sophomores making some contributions this year for the Crusaders.
Well, those sophomores kind of change things up. They're, as far as like the running backs and the slots, they're a little bit more shifty. They've got those hips that kind of rotate kind of funny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Gain of 4 on that. 2nd and 6 on the Kahuku 30. Wakini Kona with the call once again, and Wakini Kona will get inside the 30 up to the 28-yard line, a gain of 2. And then it'll bring up 3rd down with 8:31 left. This has been a very quick game thus far.
Well, the thing about it is, it looks like it's going to be who gets the ball last in this ball game, and great job there of standing his ground on the defensive line was number 99, Malone Fiso, 6'2", 260-pound senior for the Kahuku Raiders.
Big 3rd down play for the Red Raiders. They need a stop here. 3rd and 5. DeMello throwing long downfield, and this pass is overthrown off the hands of Rickson Pacaro. But again, on that play, Don, Kahuku defending that pass play great.
Well, it's pretty safe to say, ball on the 29-yard line, 4th down. It's a little bit too far for a field goal. I don't think that St. Louis is going to waste the possession here by punting it away. They're actually going to go for it here on 4th down.
Boy, what a game. No score between St. Louis and Kahuku with 8:03 left in this championship game. St. Louis will go for it. 4th and 5 on the Kahuku 29. DeMello looking to pass, and his pass is tipped, and it's complete. Rickson Pacaro, and Pacaro gets up to the 16-yard line. That will be enough for a St. Louis first down, but what a great set of concentration there by Rickson Pacaro after the tip.
That was an oh my goodness catch, and let me tell you, the beneficiary of it was big number 2. Great job of keeping the concentration and keeping his eye on the ball, Rickson Pacaro. We'll take a look at this pass one more time. You see that DeMello throws into a bit of traffic. It gets tipped there by the Kahuku defender, but great job. Great job there by Pacaro to grab the ball.
Tiavi Otto was the guy that tipped the ball, but Pacaro making a key reception as DeMello will keep the ball, and he'll get inside the 10 up to the 8-yard line. 7:25 left in the game. Now St. Louis trying to become the first team to punt something in here.
So St. Louis knocking on the door. You see that Tamatoa DeMello does a great job of selling the quarterback keeper, and he does a great job of getting ready for the impact of a tackle, lowers his shoulders, and he's got broad shoulders himself, 5'7", 161 pounds, and bolts forward for an extra 2 or 3 yards.
2nd and 2. Begin up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Louis. Kiani Nishigaya with the score.
A quick hitter right up the middle, and Kiani Nishigaya goes unmolested into the end zone for the first score of the night, and you can just absolutely feel the rocking of the stadium on the St. Louis side of Valoa Stadium. One more time on the no replay, you see that Nishigaya just absolutely does a great job of seeing the hole open up, but you saw how all of the offensive linemen absolutely engaged their defensive linemen, and Nishigaya had a clear path to the end zone.
Kenton Chan's extra point, however, is no good. It was a bad snap from center. The holder was able to gain control and place the ball down, but that threw Chan off. Now we'll see if that missed extra point turns out to be costly. Because if Kahuku can march down and score, they've got 6 minutes and 52 seconds to do so.
They've got a lot of time.
An extra point will win the game. And we've seen how many times in the past the extra point missed has proven costly. So 6-0 St. Louis with 6:52 left in the game. We'll take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports. St. Louis leading Kahuku in the championship game of the state football tournament. St. Louis just scoring on an 8-yard touchdown run by Kiani Nishigaya. So Kahuku will try to answer here as the kickoff is taken by Shiloh Teo, and Teo will bring the ball up to the 26-yard line. Again though, St. Louis missing the extra point. So we'll see if that proves to be a difference here.
And of course, St. Louis claiming that there was a loose ball, but the ball is going to be indicated going out to Kahuku. But you saw all kind of massive humanity on that special teams play. You even saw some loose shoes on the turf over there. So that kind of shows you what kind of bone-jarring hits have been going on here tonight at this Division I state championship ball game.
And that's the way it always is when the Crusaders and the Red Raiders match up. So 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders on their own 26-yard line. They've got 6 minutes and 42 seconds to try to get into the end zone. Richard Torres ducks under center. And a big hole up the middle. Lehigh Amua by himself at the 40, at the 30. Amua cuts in now. Amua now trips and falls. But oh, what a run by Lehigh Amua as Amua gets inside St. Louis territory all the way up to the 12-yard line.
Wow, and just like that, the tide has turned. Just when you were kind of looking for a momentum breaker with that touchdown, all of a sudden, you see Aumua, look at this hole that he has to run through. Great job by the offensive line of Kahuku. There's no other way to say it, but then the guys up in the front opened it up for Aumua, and Aumua did the rest.
Kahuku knocking on the door. 1st and 10 on the St. Louis 12. And a no gain on that play as Junior Mataafa takes the handoff. And now we have officials' time on the field as Scott Smith is a little shaken up. Now, if you remember in some of the past matchups between these two teams, it's always come down, a couple of them anyway, have come down to the final couple of minutes of the game.
And you see Scott Smith writhing in pain on the ground, taking care of some cramps. And we saw some of this happening last week against Waianae. St. Louis, after wrapping up the ILH, had 3 weeks of non-activity. They did some conditioning and whatnot during that 3-week period, but they were not, according to Coach Delbert Tengon, in game shape. So a lot of his key players, Scott Smith being one of them, Jacob Barrett, that fell victim to the cramps last week.
Yeah, no doubt a tough tough game last week against Waianae in the semifinals, but St. Louis bouncing back here, trying to hang on to this lead here. They lead it 6-0 with 6:06 left in the game. The crowd getting into it now. It's loud here at Aloha Stadium. 2nd and 10 on the St. Louis 12. Torres with the keeper, and he'll be dragged down from behind, but not until he gets to the 8-yard line. Jordan Hanohano with a tackle from behind.
And Jordan Hanohano trying to make up for some lost time last week. Pretty well documented. Did not have the opportunity to play in the semifinal matchup against Waianae, as his family was unfortunately involved in an accident. He needed stitches in his eyes and so forth, and now getting a chance to play in the state championship ball game and making a tackle.
3rd and 7 on the St. Louis 9. The give is to Aumua, and Aumua met at the line of scrimmage. Boy, you talk about a jarring hit there. Kappa Umabayashi with a big hit there on Aumua. And now that brings up a big 4th down situation.
Wow, he filled that hole and he could have caused the fumble. Let's take a look if he caused the turnover here. Aumua, all of a sudden, you know, he got a head of steam. He got a head of steam in there, but he was just absolutely stopped.
Timeout now.
Umebayashi.
Timeout now called on the field by Kahuku. And Kahuku, Don, they're out of timeouts now with 4:50 left in the game.
Wow, and that's real early, running out of your timeouts. So right now, you know they've got to come up with something special to kind of cash this in right here.
Now, should Kahuku fail to get in, there's still time on the clock. Now, if their defense can stop St. Louis and they can get the ball back, they still got a chance.
And you know, St. Louis, on the other hand, if they do have the opportunity to get the ball back, I mean, it's a heck of a task to ask them to just burn out 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's a lifetime.
And we saw what happened with bad clock management last week, and that's, you know, and bad clock management is the reason why you see Kahuku in this ball game versus Baldwin.
The crowd on their feet here in the championship game. Kahuku, 4th and 6 on the St. Louis 8-yard line. Richard Torres looking to pass inside, and a pass thrown to nobody. Closest man there was Jordan Kapu.
Wow, that, I mean, that pass went awry. I was trying to be as kind as possible.
It was high and wide.
And, you know, you're trying to figure out if that was just a wet ball, but then as tight as that spiral was, for some reason that ball just went away from Richard Torres.
So after giving up that big long run to Lehigh Aumua, St. Louis on defense bounces back, and they stop the Red Raiders here, and they get the ball back with 4:56 left in the game. Crusaders lead it 6-0. Amatoa DeMello will give the ball off as the Crusaders keep the ball on the ground. Lene Aoilua will get up to the 5, so he'll lose 3 on that.
And
again, though, Don. Kahuku, if they can stop St. Louis, will have some time left.
And that's why what I was just about to say was that, you know, they need a couple of first downs to, number one, move the sticks, move the clock, and get them some decent field position. Because right now, you figure if they were to punt from this field position, Kahuku would still get them at about midfield.
Excellent field position. So Tamatoa DeMello trying to move the Crusaders. As DeMello will keep the ball after a nice fake handoff. DeMello will slide past the 10 up to the 11. St. Louis still well short though of the first down. This is a big third down play for St. Louis.
It sure is. It's going to be real key. And that was a great play call by Coach Vinny Passes up over here in the booth. But unfortunately over here, he gets tied up with his receiver Stutzman. If he had the opportunity to kind of cut in between over there, he could have picked up the first down, but at the same time, the turf is awfully wet right now with the rain falling down on Aloha Stadium.
Big third down play, 3rd and 7 on the St. Louis 11. St. Louis keeping the ball on the ground, and with a slide hole, and I believe that's Nishigaya. Keani Nishigaya, he'll get up to the 15, but that will be well short of the first down.
And making a stop there for the Raiders, number 1, Kaniala Tuipolotu, and then finishing him up was number 57, Kaika Sasaoka. Now, one of the key things here for 4th down for the Crusaders, it's going to be interesting now. They're deciding if DeMello has not gotten off the field, so they're kind of indicating that they might go for it, or they're just going to let the clock run down.
Well, they're going to call a timeout now. Delbert Tengon will talk things over.
St. Louis.
I'll tell you what. I thought Reggie Torres was a big gambler earlier, but boy, this would be a big gamble by Delbert Tengon if he does it. 6-0 St. Louis with 2:33 left in the game. We'll take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports.
The Hawaiian Telcom Great Aloha Run does your body good. Just like all these fruits and vegetables does your body good. It also does good for the community by giving back to charity. Sign up now through December 1st and get a free in-training t-shirt. Think you can complete the run? Pick up an application booklet and learn about our free in-training workshop. Booklets are available at gyms, running stores, and online at thegreatalohorun.com. The Hawaiian Telcom Great Aloha Run. It's good for you and your community.
Back at Aloha Stadium, 2:33 left in the championship game of the HHSAA State Football Championships. 6-0 St. Louis. Crusaders face a 4th and 3 situation on their own 15. St. Louis will be punting the ball away. But Don, again, this is going to come down, again, to the final 2 minutes. We mentioned earlier, that's how the games between the Crusaders and the Red Raiders have been in the past. And it's going to come down to that again in this game. Kahuku, irregardless, should have excellent field position.
Exactly, but right now the concern is the center snap because of the wet ball and the kick by Barrett.
Nice punt off by Barrett, and it's fair caught at the Kahuku 49-yard line. So Kahuku will have 2 minutes and 26 seconds to march 51 yards.
And it's going to be uncharted territory for Kahuku because, number 1, you know, by right, when you're running 2-minute drills like this, you like to make quick passes, and they have no timeouts, so then they need the sideline.
Now, those 0 timeouts could be very, very costly here, but we'll see what happens. Kahuku has somehow found ways to win games when it looked like they were not going to win it.
Case in point last week.
Yeah. Penalty flags thrown before the play even starts.
And you might get a substitution penalty on St. Louis as number 90 last minute ran out on the field, and that was Jordan Hanahana.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution on the defense, 5 yards, main first down.
For 3 quarters, The Crusaders and the Red Raiders were scoreless. St. Louis got the only score in the game earlier here in the fourth quarter, a 8-yard touchdown run by Keani Nishigaya. Now with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left, Kahuku needs to score here as Torres keeps the ball. Nice hold. Torres gets past the 40 up to the 36 with 2:18 left in the game. Kahuku gets the first down and stops the clock.
And what Kahuku did that time was they lined up 3 wideouts to the near side, and they spread the field.
Torres looking to pass on 1st and 10. A little wobbler in the air. Is this pass picked off? No, they're saying it's incomplete. That pass, Don, could have easily have been intercepted. Looked like the ball was tipped as Torres threw the ball, and that ball just hung up there.
And Brandon McKee nearly coming up with an interception that could have been very, very disastrous for Kahuku. And if there's anything that's fortuitous about this non-interception, if you will, is the fact that it's an incomplete pass and it stops the clock.
Oh, so close. 2nd and 10. Torres following his blocks to the left side, and Torres will be driven down at the 31 with 1:55 left in the game.
And right now, I think Coach Delbert Tangon needs to rally his troops over here and tell them not to be too excited over here. As you see, Latu, that could have easily have been a penalty right there.
Yeah, that was close.
That was real close.
Big 3rd down play for Kahuku. 3rd and 7 on the St. Louis 33. Torres looking to pass, throwing down the far sidelines, and it's complete. And we'll see where they mark it. It's near the 1st down marker as the catch.
I think they're short by about a yard, and the clock is continuing to tick as they stayed in bounds.
Jordan Kapu with the catch there. 1:34 left.
And you see that Torres, that ball was tipped also. So, you know, a heck of a pass there for Kahuku.
This is the game for Kahuku. 4th and 1. They need to convert. Torres struggling. Torres, did he get it? He is closed on. And now we have a penalty flag thrown in the secondary.
That second surge, if they're going to give it to Torres, might be the one that gets the first down. But now you've got 2 late flags.
These flags could decide it right here. Does the drive continue or does it end?
Illegal participation on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Oh, big penalty against St. Louis. Illegal participation. And that keeps the drive alive when it looked like the Crusaders might have stopped Kahuku.
And the reason why it looked like it was so easy was because they had 12 men on the field.
1:15 left in the game. Kahuku trailing 6-0. Kahuku, the defending state champions. Reggie Torres from shotgun, and his pass falls incomplete. Richard Torres, that is. 1:04 left in the game.
So right now, you know, as much life that's left in the Kahuku Raiders as these downs get marked off on them. Now it's going to be 2nd down. Again, time is against them, and on top of that, the situation where they have no timeouts in their pool.
1:04 left in the game. Kahuku, 2nd and 10 on the St. Louis 13. Torres will give the ball, and bouncing now, trying to bounce to the outside is Neil Lokotui, and Lokotui will be swallowed up
And I tell you what, the smart play by St. Louis now, if they're going to try and run the ball like this, is just to kind of take their time peeling off the runners.
40 seconds left in the game. And the clock is running. And now we have officials' time. Wayne Kaniai Akala will start the clock now. 32 seconds left. Kahuku, 3rd and 11. Torres, look at the pass to the end zone. There's a man in there. Touchdown, Kahuku.
Todd Nakano lost his man and making a great grab. Jordan Kapu. So right now, is that extra point going to be the difference in this ball game?
Kahuku with a clutch touchdown with 23 seconds left in the game. But the game now rides on this extra point. And with Kahuku, Don, as we've seen through history, that's not a sure thing.
Well, they missed a fairly close field goal, and Coach Tengon, I don't know if he's going to put on one of those blocks, because he went running towards the official to get this timeout to talk things over with his special teams. And I think what he's going to do also is maybe put in a little prevent, because I wouldn't put it past Kahuku right now to maybe fake it and go for the 2 points.
We'll check out the touchdown pass once again. Great protection for Richard Torres.
And as much problems as Torres has had in the passing game, what a great throw to an open wide receiver.
So it comes down to this. Kaika Sasaoka, if he nails the extra point, it could give Kahuku the victory here. There's the snap, the place, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 23 seconds left in the game, Kahuku has taken the lead 7-6.
And right now, Kahuku taking the lead right now. I mean, you look at it from last week against Baldwin, getting that last second touchdown. They are truly starting to look like the team of destiny in this state championship.
So after all those years, Don, we're so used to seeing the Red Raiders going for 2. Finally, here in 2006, they got a guy that can kick an extra point.
Yes.
Kaika Sasaoka giving the Red Raiders the lead. There's 23 seconds left. Now Kahuku, their special teams has to be careful here. The Crusaders have some excellent return guys, and Kahuku will squib kick it and keep it away from Chase Alcott, as well as Shane Allo, taken by one of the upmen, and it will be brought down at the 33, and we're going to have a late penalty flag, and there's going to be a personal foul on that, and I believe it might be against Kahuku.
Yeah, and I don't know if Scott Smith just did a flop or he drew a heck of a personal foul call on that.
Now there's 18 seconds left in the game.
After the play was over, personal foul on the kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
And with the kind of offense that St. Louis has, this game is not quite over yet.
No, and you know, if there's one part of the ball game that DeMello is pretty proficient at, it is the passing.
St. Louis also has one timeout. So 1st and 10. DeMello looking to pass. DeMello now gets away, now in trouble as we have a penalty flag thrown. DeMello's pass is tipped and is complete. Out at the 41 to Shane Alo.
And that flag, you're probably going to get holding, as it was thrown directly at the offensive lineman of St. Louis. And that's our preliminary call. And here's the bad part about that call. In high school, it's versus professional football, where the 10 yards are marked from the line of scrimmage. This is going to be marked from the spot of the foul.
And to make things even worse, there's only 9 seconds left.
During the play, block in the back. On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the fall. Repeat, first down.
So not only does St. Louis get penalized, that last play took up a lot of time off the clock. The ball is now back at their own 25.
And we'll take a look at it right over here. Right there, you see that push in the back on Kaniala Tuipulotu, and that was not necessary as Tamatoa Domelo already got toward the outside and turned the corner. And again, a fortuitous penalty for Kahuku, as again, that penalty occurs from the spot of the foul. And right now, it's first and 34. So that was nearly a 25-yard penalty on St. Louis.
We have been treated to an outstanding championship game. It's a shame, Don, that somebody has to lose. Kahuku leading it 7-6 over St. Louis. There's 9 seconds left in the game. St. Louis back at their own 25-yard line. Tamatoa DeMello trying to make something happen. DeMello in trouble. DeMello goes down. And that will do it as the clock strikes 0 and the Kahuku Red Raiders are champions again.
And handed to Coach Reggie Torres. Congratulations, his first year on the varsity helm for Kahuku. He takes the championship back to the North Shore. And you see father and son hugging each other, of course. Father being Reggie Torres, the head coach, and the starting quarterback, Richard Torres.
So the never say die Kahuku Red Raiders win their second consecutive championship as they beat St. Louis 7-6. Kahuku trailed with just over 2 minutes left in the game. They marched down and got a touchdown pass from Richard Torres to Jordan Kapu. Again, the big blow for St. Louis earlier was they missed the extra point, and that proved to be the difference.
So, you know, hate to use this cliche. You really hate to see someone losing or being on the short end of the stick on this type of ball game. But, you know, that's what it's all about. But at the same time, the spirit of the comeback with Kahuku. I mean, here we are always talking about the type of ground game that they have. But then for 2 straight weeks now, to pull off the win, they do it with a pass.
How ironic, huh?
How ironic.
So the Kahuku Red Raiders win the state championship for the 5th time in the 8-year history of this tournament.
And we'll take a look at the final play of the ball game, and Kahuku brought the house. There was no mistake, and you could see by the way the defensive linemen flooded right into the backfield. They just absolutely brought the house.
You saw Delbert Tengon consoling his team, and no reason for the Crusaders to hang their heads here. They played an awesome game.
Get ready to go. Okay? Get ready to
They
go.
lose their starting quarterback last week. They start a guy, Tamatoa DeMello, that has had very little game experience this year. But DeMello, considering the circumstances, he did a great job.
Well, you know, I guess the one thing that I'm kind of happy about that. One thing that has not become an issue tonight during this broadcast is the fact that we did not bring up Micah Mamiya. He is a heck of a talent, but I tell you what, the way this ball game was played, I don't think Micah Mamiya would have made that much of a difference. It was just such a defensive battle, and the game planning by both coaches on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, this is pretty much how it played suit, and this is what we were kind of expecting.
Again, this game was scoreless through the first 3 quarters, and it all comes down to the final quarter. And with the win, Kahuku wins the championship, and they finish the season 11-2 on the year. St. Louis, after going throughout the season undefeated, gets their first loss as they finish 11-1. And we're going to get a look at the winning touchdown by Kahuku. Or I should say, Jordan Kapu, I should say, is the guy that received the touchdown pass from Richard Torres. So Jordan Kapu, the senior wide receiver, with the biggest catch of the game.
Again, unfortunately, kind of out of breath here, but then the thing about it is you hate to see the Crusaders, you know, it's pretty natural right now. They're hanging their heads. They got nothing to be ashamed of.
Here's the replay.
And we'll take a look at the replay. It was just a heck of a play call by the coaches of Kahuku, and at the same time, Richard Torres, on his part, heck of an execution of that play.
Well, that's going to do it here from Aloha Stadium. You've been watching a presentation of Aloha Stadium Star Sports. For our partner Don Boletta, Kevin Hashiro, our entire Jumbotron crew, I'm Jim Oshiro. Final score, once again, the Kahuku Red Raiders are champions again as they beat St. Louis 7-6. Until next season, so long, everyone.
That's why they're like Dennis is right behind you. Yeah, they're waiting for Governor Ligo to come downstairs from the press box. Ben, did you test the mic? You did? He said he tested the microphone at top. Is the St. Louis Cardinals. 14. The front, he slipped on the front. Foot. Extra long, please. Watch out for the cable on your helmet. You're going to get trapped on.
40-yard line for the presentation of the Division I Championship and runner-up trophies. Representing the title sponsor, First Hawaiian Bank, is Vice Chairman Tony Guerrero. At this time, the runner-up trophy is presented to the St. Louis Crusaders. Once again, representing the title sponsor, First Hawaiian Bank, is Vice Chairman Tony Guerrero. At this time, the runner-up trophy is presented to the St. Louis Crusaders. Now, football fans, let's give a warm round of applause. And now the Division I state champion, the Kahuku Red Raiders. Football fans, let's give a warm round of applause to these two fine teams for their outstanding seasons. The Hawaii High School Athletic Association thanks you for your support of our high school student athletes and asks that you please drive home safely. And just a reminder, tomorrow night's final home game of the season against the Oregon State Beavers. Kickoff is at 7:05 p.m. tomorrow evening. Once again, on behalf of the Aloha Stadium staff and management, we'd like to say thank you for supporting high school sports, and please drive home safely.